Later on, we see her almost ambling down the road, and she glances over her shoulder and appears to be looking up at something. If I was a part of the investigation, I'd want boots on the ground to see, is that a poster? Is it a sign that she might have been taking notice of? But today will be an interesting and significant day because, of course, it is 1 week since Gaynor went missing. Now, we talk about how widely the public are engaged with this story. The fact of the matter is, many people do not engage with the media. They don't read the paper, they don't watch the television, but they might be creatures of habit. So I would expect to see police officers today in the relevant places where there are gaps in the CCTV, where they don't know what exactly went on the ground, stopping people, engaging with them, because creatures of habit tend to do the same thing at the same time every week.
And there's that sort of crucial missing half hour that we've read about in the newspapers today, seen here on talkTV, when she was either in the cathedral in Norwich or within the grounds of the cathedral with no CCTV coverage, where the police are really appealing for people to come forward and put that missing piece of the jigsaw in. CCTV is so important to these investigations these days, but is it a replacement for what you've described as those sort of the boots on the ground, door knocking, doing the hard yards to try and get to the bottom of what's happened?
Oh, it very much is these days. Major investigations are generally solved one of three ways, or through a combination of CCTV, mobile phone technology, and forensic science. They're the real tools that are used to solve crime these days. But unfortunately, they don't solve every crime. And back in my day, a long time ago, what was crucial was statement taking from witnesses and members of the public. And in terms of the skill set of detectives these days, it has undoubtedly dropped. And I hear this from victims commissioners, other senior police officers, and this is being problematic with regards to serious investigations, particularly of a sexual nature. I appreciate I'm going a little bit off message now, but that statement-taking skill is important, and I expect to see police officers with their clipboards, with a picture of Gaynor today, in and around the cathedral, engaging with the public, where you hear this time last week, and if the public say yes, then a thorough statement should be taken from them.
And it's undoubtedly the most powerful tool a police officer still possesses is the policeman's notebook to take down those notes. We've mentioned just briefly, this does seem to be proceeding in a very different way, although there are clear similarities with the Nicola Bulley case. I also read that the police in Norwich are liaising and working with the police in my home area of Lancashire about lessons learned. And there's been quite a critical report of Lancashire Constabulary, particularly more around their media strategy than the investigation itself. Is this unusual, or do police forces sort of share experience like this regularly, or is it because of the similarities of the cases?
Yeah, it's a regular feature, and of course it's a very sensible thing that police officers with a particular set of experiences from a particular kind of case should share that knowledge with officers when a similar set of circumstances arises. Of course, Lancashire Police's media strategy and the release of information was utterly lamentable in the Nicola Bulley
That's been
case.
quite, you know, people get things wrong all the time. Let's hope that the police will let it. One final question before I bring our panel in. On a completely separate story, this young man, Alex Batty, has been discovered, or he's freed himself, actually, in France. That's going to be a massively complex police investigation, which I believe Manchester Constabulary have now taken over. What will their next step be? So he's returning to the UK. Will they be pursuing his captives, for want of a better term, these people who've abducted his mother and his grandfather? Will they pursue them in France, Spain or Morocco? They seem to be all over the place.
Well, the primary thing is to get in front of Alex and to fully and properly debrief him as to what has gone on in the last 6 years. Should any offences be disclosed or discovered, then an investigation will be launched. But of course, in 2023, the world has shrunk. We have Interpol, we have Europol. Cross-border investigations are commonplace.
Well, there may be, but they haven't caught them for the last 6 years, because I don't think the investigation into the abduction itself, which took place in southern Spain near Marbella, was ever dropped. So these are not easy people to find, obviously, because they've been at large for 6 years.
And